You're listening to the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Greetings, fellow Guardians, and welcome to episode 68 of the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Thank you for joining us live here on the YouTubes or on the podcast platform of your choice as an archived audio file. I am Sewell Time, and I'm joined here with fellow minions of Mortimer, Romance Girl and Green Stego. How y'all doing?
Oh, just fine.
You're breaking up a little bit there, Stego. Give me a testing 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
You're back in black. Sounding good. And Romance Girl, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Soul Time?
I'm fine. I am not going to complain. There's too many good things to complain of. So Sally Bug may be joining us in a little while. She's finishing up some paperwork, so to speak. And I figured I'm trying to make an extra good effort. You know, I just watched the Aztecross TWAB video, and I noticed his slides were out of sync like ours usually are. It was kind of funny. It was odd for him to have some slides out of sync with what he was saying. And I thought, I'm not the only one who messes it up every time with these podcasts. But anyway, we are dedicating episode 68 to the great Lance Reddick, who we lost just a little while ago. And I think the community is still processing the loss of the voice of Zavala, and fans at large. I mean, he did so many things over the years, from The Wire to, the John Wick movies to all sorts of stuff. And so he's got fan bases far and wide who are sad to see him leave this early. So as a tribute to Lance, we would like to play his famous Destiny meme here. Now, this is not for kids, so you're being warned now. This is rated PG-13 at least. Here's Lance Reddick with his best Zavala.
Bow.
Excuse me? One fucking Guardian has been kicking your race's collective asses for 9 years. They killed gods for fun and to turn them into guns for a meme. They genocide entire races for loot. They assassinated your last leader, cleaned out your daddy's ship, while he wrote fan fiction about them and promptly fucked off to let you pick up the pieces. The only reason I didn't bring them here is because they casually began wielding the darkness to clap ass in new ways. All I have to do to make them end you is to tell them you have a fancy new gun, or that Eris can make you into one. So, think about that before you tell us to bow to your sorry ass.
Oh, it's so good. Such good stuff. And I think that exemplifies how much of a fan of the game he was, in addition to doing the voice acting. He was definitely a Destiny player as well as voice actor. Zavala, I'll be fully honest. Zavala wasn't my always my favorite character. I was at odds with his reaction to Cade's death, but that says nothing to. And in fact, it may speak better to Lance's talent to evoke that sort of reaction in players of the game, right?
Truly. A true Titan.
Yeah, well
Although
put.
he played Warlock, actually.
Yeah, that's true. I remember hearing about that. Yeah. Titan of the industry, but a warlock is a player. I love it. Hey, I main a warlock.
He does have a way with words.
He does.
Definitely fondly remembered, and brilliant voice acting for this season as well.
Yes.
Yeah. As always.
And I'll tell you what, just made my day. I looked up and I see Roman numeral II Ghost VX2 joined us. Richard, how are you?
All right.
All right. Thank you for hopping in. It's a weird night, a weird time. I know it's late over there. But
yeah, I finally got my Discord sorted out on my Xbox. I'm just using that. Down to switch phones.
Interesting.
That's awesome. I hope it works. Sallybug and I were experimenting with Discord on the Xbox, playing Destiny, and she kept getting kicked for some reason. I don't know why. We couldn't figure it out.
I've been using Discord because I got a friend that's on a PlayStation and we play Call of Duty, so we just did it on Discord.
That's awesome. That's what it's there for. Thank you, Xbox, for adopting that. Is Microsoft buying Discord? I thought I might have heard something about that. They might be purchasing Discord.
Who can keep up with these mergers?
I know. They're definitely interested in Activision. I know that. There's a chance that may go through. Speaking of Call of Duty. Richard, any comment or words before we move on from our tribute to Lance Reddick? We just played that meme.
I heard it, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'll definitely be watching the John Wick movie, and he's supposed to be in the Percy Jackson TV series playing Zeus, I'm pretty sure. So I
saw that, yeah.
Watch that as well.
Yeah. He left us a few tidbits to enjoy.
And he's probably done more lines up towards Final Shape, so I'm looking forward to listening to that as well.
Right. Destiny says he's not going away. He's in the vault for us to enjoy more of his work in Destiny, which is great. So our thoughts go out to his friends, family, and all the fans. He's got some pretty hardcore fans as well. Anyway, moving on to this episode, Sallybug was filling out an application. We're not sure when she's due to arrive. But I did want to get everybody's take on another loss, and probably kind of like came as a double whammy. But we lost Amanda, and I think that's not spoilers. I'm hoping at this point for most people.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, enough time has passed.
Yeah, I think so too. It's been a couple weeks, so. And
I don't think it's final, but that's just me.
Oh, really? What makes you say that?
Listening to the dialogue of Amanda saying like, "I wish she could help by thank by helping." So I think there was definitely hints there. If you've been doing the backgrounds and listening to the dialogue, there's like hints that.
You think she'll come back as a guardian? Well, if she comes back as a guardian, it's not going to be the same Amanda.
Oh, sure. But if Crow's not ready to step up for the Hunter Vanguard, maybe she will.
True.
Oh, I thought you were... I was envisioning her, like, crawling out on her hands and knees, all, like, black, burn marks all over her, coughing, going... like, from a different exit.
They definitely finalized
the way
death. Yeah.
The way they made her go out, though, kind of reminded me of the way Cade went out. Not so much as like a gunshot, but like the explosion.
Right.
When Cade was fighting the Scorns.
Yeah, she was pretty much enveloped in that explosion. The screen just filled up with fire, as I remember.
Yeah,
that.
I think it's a possibility she comes back as a guardian.
I mean, um,
I mean, if she doesn't come back, I'm gonna hate Rahul because now he's gonna do my prime game and stuff.
my God. Yeah, take it back to the loot. But
It's all about loot. You know that with Richard.
I mean, I will say that it did seem striking that during the last week's story beat, Zavala was recounting the qualities of a guardian for her. Bravery. It was like those 3 adjectives:
right.
bravery,
Yeah.
sacrifice, something else.
Right. The 3
just saying that
hallmarks
she
of the
exhibited those, yeah.
Vanguard.
Bravery, devotion, sacrifice.
Yeah.
I always wondered if he can even bring back another guardian at this point. We don't know what's going on with the Traveler.
It could be that maybe she doesn't come back right away, but like maybe in Lightfall or something.
Or even Destiny 3.
Well, it's already Lightfall.
Okay, true.
That was a Freudian slip because Lightfall was supposed to be the last.
Right. Final Shape.
Final Shape was added, I think, after, and then
they were
a lot of
announced
people
at the
like-
same
Lightfall.
time.
Lightfall, I think is a
They were
stopgap.
they were announced at the same time.
No, actually, Lightfall was announced first. Somebody put a video out on it, and it had a very different feel. It was like all dark and gloomy.
Well, yeah, I remember that.
The black and white concept art.
Sure, yeah.
People
Maybe
complain
that's what
that,
it was. Concept.
Our light didn't actually fall. I was like, just because it's a title doesn't mean it's thing,
Well, it wasn't going to be like another repeat of the beginning of Vanilla D2, where we actually lost our light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then had to gain it back. So it wasn't going to be that. I knew that.
I
Or I expected that
I think it
anyway.
refers to the fall of the Traveler.
Right. But has the Traveler... There's so many questions. We don't know what's going on with the
seasons are full.
Traveler. But...
We never do.
That's what I think.
Really?
I think people think Lightfall as the DLC itself should answer a lot of questions, but I kind of prefer the way they just do it over time
Oh, interesting.
instead of all in one go.
Well,
I think that's what they've been
it's
doing with the seasons leading up to Final Shape.
I mean, for us long players who have been with the game from the beginning, remember D1 was like the whole method of storytelling. It was just like a bunch of, well, what's that? What's that? Oh, I don't know what that is,
Grimoire cards back then to help too.
Yeah, you had to go onto your app and look at the Grimoire. It was out of the game, and I don't know. I kind of liked it. But maybe that's more nostalgia talking than anything. I don't know. But, the Season of Defiance, I feel like, is solid. I like the activities. I like the story beats. Now, I have not played this week's story beat. Has anybody here played it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they made it I feel like a little shorter. Like we can just log in, quickly do the usually 1 or 2 battlegrounds they require.
That's
and
good
we're,
news.
Actually finished with the quest for the week. That it's been so manageable. Like I'm
That's
already
good.
all leveled up with the vendor.
Yeah,
It's
you
been
mentioned
feeling like
that. That's awesome.
a breeze.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Definitely seems to be more casual player.
Who's
friendly.
that?
Whoa!
Whoa! Out of the blue, it is Sallybug joining us live. Welcome,
Out of the woodwork.
Sallybug. Did you get your paperwork done? Out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Got it done?
I
Yeah, it
really
was-
thought you were gonna say out of the blue, it's Sallybug 2. The
that
lack of
would
the
have been
rhyme.
better.
The lack of the rhyme really threw me off.
I have a cat situation here, so somebody else take over. If we're done talking a little bit about the story beats, unfortunately, I haven't played this week's, so
I'll talk about
I don't want
Amanda.
any. I don't want any spoilers, even though there probably isn't.
R.I.P.
Yeah, we did
We
talk
did.
about
There's a
Amanda.
bit of an epilogue.
Although we didn't mention that she died. Spoiler tags. Just kidding. Yes, we did.
Richard thinks she's coming back.
Way.
As a guardian.
No.
What if she comes back as a
You should go through the battlegrounds and
Disciple.
hopefully you get some like newer dialogue or some of it, listen to the dialogue as it goes.
Raid boss.
Well, that's going to be an easy one phase. I'm just
That'd be
saying.
funny.
Wow.
wow?
Not after the witness grants her eternal power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess
Nearly
that's
one phase
possible.
Nezarek, so she ain't going to be a problem.
You know, like if she, I don't know if if she came back, we wouldn't know who she was. She wouldn't know we would know who she was, but she wouldn't know who
What
she
I
was.
I'm
what I was
confused.
asking is,
Well,
are we also going to lose Keitel because they share a voice actress?
Oh, yeah, and there's someone else that she does the voice, that actress or that
Yeah, it's
voice
Courtney
actor does.
Taylor.
Courtney Taylor, right?
Yeah, it's oh no, Iamuna, the archives.
Quinn?
Quinn?
Yes, I think she's Quinn as well.
Quinn.
Quinn.
Quinn. Yeah, Quinn.
Quinn?
I think Courtney does the voice of Quinn as well.
You guys spent time on
Pretty
the
sure.
Amuna? Interesting.
Siri.
Or she's definitely a vendor on Neomuna. I just don't remember which one. I could look it up real quick.
I'm trying. Good luck.
Yeah, the thing about, these
What's her
days,
last
you can
name?
look it up.
Taylor, right?
Yeah, and
Taillor.
it's Courtney spelled a little different, but it'll come up. I'll show you. It's very strange. Well, it's the thing with these voice actors who do so much work, and she's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to
It's hard to pinpoint,
find all of their credits in one place.
and you have to find it.
IMDb is hit or miss with video
It is
game
hit or miss, and
credit.
so is Reddit. You don't know whether to trust the Reddit posts or not. But
I feel like if they were going to take out Keitel, it would probably be against probably Ziva or Raph.
Interesting. Yeah.
Amanda Holliday
It's meant
and
to destroy the
Keitel
planet, so
are the
Keitel,
main
yeah.
ones. Or Keitel.
It
Keitel.
says other voice
Additional
actors,
voices.
but I
Female
think
civilian
It's
too.
only because it's new. Maybe if we put Lightfall.
Female
Oh, we're
civilian
super
too.
prepared for this, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a little side topic.
It's a response. It's it's the age of information.
We did have a TWAB come out today with some changes. We also, I know we
still trying to nerf that glaive, huh?
they're nerfing and buffing and nerfing and buffing.
They
That's
keep
what
trying to
they
nerf the exotic stasis glaive, and it's just not nerfing.
do.
So, because it literally, you do it in a raid or just a dungeon, it does so much damage, but the damage numbers like at the end don't fully show how much damage it does. So you could do 1.5, but the stasis glaive obviously does more damage. It just doesn't show it because it kind of like remember that bug with Witherhoard that one time where you could just shoot it and it just take the health.
Right.
Yeah. Or just
It kind of
chunk
works
off.
like that. It doesn't take it completely, but takes a chunk.
I like the Vexcalibur. There's a lot.
That mission has been driving me insane. I've been trying to do on Legend and it just is not working.
Well, might be easier now. With the
No,
hotfix
but
today.
me and Pelham went in earlier as a duo, and
I think they scaled it different.
you have
Made it a little
about-
easier now. They scaled
you
the
have about
enemies.
4 deaths, and then you wipe if you're in a like restricted zone. So he died 4
gosh.
times, and I'm just like,
I'll
damn
be
it,
hon-
Pelham, stay alive.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the death tokens system.
Yeah.
So I got this solid Falcons build, and I was just going in. I was using collective obligation and a commemoration, and I was literally just tearing the ads apart because Void's just volatile's just awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
I for one really enjoyed that mission though. The
He was
exotic
getting
mission.
frustrated because he made a build for his Void Titan and it wasn't doing anything. So he said, "This build is shit." I was like, "Bro, what do you mean? Stop going in and trying to kill them all."
Right.
Maybe
I mean, it's
He was being a typical Titan.
I think when we originally went in, we did it. I was going in with Strand, and I wasn't having as much luck. And then I went back to my, I think I
Dado
was using
videos?
collective obligation, like the collective obligation Gear Falcon build.
I used it in my Nightfall earlier and it was just awesome.
Yeah, although there is another one that plunder the booty boy. We like pretty much mention him every podcast.
Shout out to Plunder.
He's an honorary member. With is it Wave Splitter, the Void Trace Rifle?
Yes.
It's pretty amazing with that one too, because of the volatile rounds as well. So pretty darn cool. Pretty good.
I love the new perk, that destabilizing rounds. That shit's awesome.
Yes.
Did anybody get
Very strong.
that Void SMG with it? The Hero's Burden.
No, I didn't
from
touch
Iron Banner.
I played like one game and I was just like, yeah, this isn't working for me, and I just never played again.
I think I played like 8 games. I got the first 2 pinnacles, but not.
I didn't
anymore.
get
I only
Hero's
played on
Burden. I
Monday.
got killed by the
like
Hero's
Monday
Burden
after
quite a
work.
bit.
So
I got killed.
I didn't play as much, but I played like one game, but I heard it was the Trials SMG everywhere.
Yeah.
we didn't get around to it.
We didn't play Iron Banner, and we didn't dip into Trials to get our to get a copy.
I'm hearing
of
really
Immortal.
good things about. I mean, just in the other podcasts that I listen to, that Trials seems like people are having positive experiences. They're liking the fire team matchmaking and nice.
Well,
so forth,
going from
so
Call of Duty to
I don't
Destiny
know. It's just
Crucible
I'm kind of
hasn't been
like
working for me. I feel rusty.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
Oh,
like
interesting.
you, Ghost. It's kind of hard to. It's just hard to be motivated to go into there's so much else going on in the game that I want to do that I enjoy.
I'm trying to do the pinnacle stuff.
Right, whereas that's
up.
If anyone saw the Crucible article, I thought it was interesting, that new practice mode for trials.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
I think the whole
that could be promising.
Yeah,
It'd be promising, but I'd still suck at it.
But I've
Well,
Yeah, that's the point.
they want more people who suck to do it.
right.
exactly.
They're just trying to figure out how to
get
keep
average,
them
even
popular.
average players
Because there's
back.
people that
I'm
could
just
go in and
gonna
go,
stick to my game.
like people maybe like me is like, I'm not going into trials. The last time I did that was like a complete disaster. But
I mean,
they've made several tweaks and different iterations of it. So, but again, it's just like I don't know if I want to spend. What it's like a couple hours, right? If you're trying to go as far as you can go in part of the game, when there's so much else that I think I'd rather be doing. So
It's tough when you're budgeting your time.
and they're gonna nerf target lock, and they're definitely gonna nerf that SMG. So by the time I ever got around to getting anything that was decent, it'd be nerfed anyway.
Well, that's a fatalist view.
It's just my way of convincing myself that I don't have to do it.
At least you're self-aware. I gotta say, just on the subject of Iron Banner, Sally Bug and I played it, a couple hours worth. Yeah, at least to get to. I got 2 pinnacles, I think, out of it.
I got 2 pinnacles. Yeah, I did the first 2 challenges, they call them, which I think is 4.
First couple games, blowouts. Like 150 to 55. Just
freaking blowouts.
Kind of blowouts. Then after that, it started balancing it out, and some of the games were pretty close to the wire. And it actually got more fun the more I played it. And Sally Bug and I were on a fire team too. by that time, and we were kind of having some fun with it. It wasn't as laggy as it has been in the past, I've got to say. And I wasn't using anything meta. I was getting killed by Hero's Bird and the Trials SMG a lot. But yeah, I like my Boots of the Assembler build where I just do my Empowering Rift and hang back and support everybody. And I was using Lumina in addition to that, and it gives it a little bit of a boost as well for airborne accuracy or whatever. But it's kind of fun.
Grapple on the Lumina.
What?
When you shoot the Lumina,
yeah,
you should grapple onto it. It's fun as hell.
Oh, well, I was running solar. That's a solar build I run, but that's a great idea. And I just noticed that we are off center on
Just figured
the
like
slide.
say if you have like you know how Warlock jumps, Hunter jumps, any jump in general can be annoying. You just shoot a Lumina, grapple onto it, and you're good to go.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Now that you mention that, I saw a video on Twitter of somebody going. Where were they traveling across? Someplace.
I saw someone do it in Crucible and snipe someone in the head midair. I was like, what the fuck? I'm glad I don't play Crucible. Because if I came across that guy, I'd definitely rage.
Yeah, but so when Iron Banner comes back around, my plan is just to pick it up on my other two characters. I do like this season's emblem. I do want that. I don't really care about the weapons as much, to be honest, but and I may pick up some of those classic armor sets on my alt characters if I'm doing it anyway. So trying to center this a little bit. That's a little better. All right, so we talked about Iron Banner. We talked about the Vexcalibur Exotic quest. Green Stego and Romance Girl, have you done the Vexcalibur Exotic quest yet? That mission?
We have. We went in the first time. We went in basically blind. We obviously knew that there was something going on with the Gulch.
Yeah.
But we figured it out there.
Good for you.
We went into the mission.
Wow.
We found our way down through it. It was a lot of fun.
I think it's fun. Had a throwback to the season of the Splicer.
I'm just wondering what the plans for Ashmir, or is he just going to keep showing up?
Maybe the plans are for him to keep showing up.
Maybe he is in the Vexcalibur.
We tie them into a weapon. At least it doesn't
turn
talk.
him into a weapon.
I mean, I still have like high hopes that something about the whole Vex and that part of the Destiny universe, has a some level of conclusion, I guess, in the final shape.
I know Ashmir
Or maybe
is
even
the
this
final
year.
boss
I guess in the
of the
season.
Vexcalibur mission.
No, don't say that. Asher Mir's our friend.
Can you imagine though? Brachion's the one that took his arm. Imagine if he was Brachion. Oh my god, the plot twist.
Or he turned into Brachion.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he turned into Brachion.
Like a clone of Brachion. But the Asher Mir touch, that was a really nice touch to the right, seeing.
Yeah, I think it's funny
Well,
the way
I
Mustrax
mean-
was saying his name too. The great Ashmir. He wasn't even saying like Ashmir.
Yeah, we've had those hints.
The great Asher Mir. I was always an
They
Asher Mir
keep-
fan.
Keep going through giving us those hints. So
Oh, yeah, and Richard, you posted that video that shows the location of the secrets in that mission, which I'm looking forward to going back in and exploring and getting those. I love that stuff. That's one of my favorite parts of the game. Finding moths in the world.
We had fun. We've been having fun collecting the action figures.
The action
on the Amanda.
figures, yes.
It's so fun.
That is fun. I love that stuff. That rekindles the JRPG fan in myself. Collecting things. Little mindless things. Yeah, so some of the other big things that I changed, I think, since the last time we discussed it, Commendations, the whole Guardian Ranks system seems to be a work in progress. And I just saw today that they really lowered the number of commendations that you need to give and receive for any of those.
Why do they always do this when I've already done them all?
Of course, because that's the whole...
I mean,
you know my theory.
Did you go into Wellspring and farm commendations?
Did a few, but I got bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cricket.
Thanks a lot. You're part of the problem.
Soundboard.
No, we did about 3 of them, and we were just like, fuck it, might as well just play the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we put some cricket sound effects in post? That silence was deafening.
Yeah, it was just, doing it that way is just boring, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I really super
Nicholas
like
was
the
just like,
idea
I've
of
been-
commendations. And I think that,
Nicholas was like,
for me personally,
should we do it? I was like, all right. Then we did a few, and I was just like, nah, can't be asked.
Oh yeah. I
Rather
can't
play the
stand
game.
farming things like that.
I
yeah.
want to power up.
Yeah. I
I
like
did the
that
same
they.
thing once with one weapon with Shirochi. I got to that, like I put in the code and went in there solo to try to level up a
Shirochi's
weapon.
boring as
I'm
well,
like,
It's so
annoying.
boring.
oh
yeah.
my god, I cannot
You're better off
do
just doing a strike
this.
and just getting kills of it as well as getting progress when you finish.
I know. I'd rather just play the
Right,
game
exactly.
for stuff like
it's
that.
like I don't see how anyone could like have
we did,
the patience
Logan
to
did, like,
do that. It just
We did a farm when Deepstone was the weekly one, and we were just farming tracks to try and get the sniper and shotgun crafted. We took about 17 runs before we fully crafted.
Wow.
That's.
I mean, we were just killing the boss
That's
instantly. We were
mind-numbing.
just under crashing him.
But you know,
Yeah,
I kind of
but
can't
still.
blame people who really want it, and it's and they set it up like that to where it's going to be, tough to get. It's going to be a grind.
It's one thing to farm for like a specific weapon though, or a specific role of a weapon. It's another just to farm for, I need these certain number of commendations to get, either the pinnacle from Hawthorne or the just trying to level up your guardian is like, no,
rank, get the rank.
Not. Yeah, and I just like the idea of commendations. I just wish they hadn't tied it to rank so that it would
Becomes
have
me-
a
The
little
ranking
more meaning,
system
and that
had,
people
like,
are just doing it because they really want to, and they really think these people were helpful or joyful or thoughtful or whatever the other ones are. Instead
it's
of
pretty unanimous. No, nobody likes the.
I'm just going to do
tied
it
to the
because
progression.
I have, because I want to level up, right? So I don't know. I don't think they give
ranking
you
system
enough
had something to
time
do with it,
either,
though.
because I find myself still one time when you were doing it and you were trying to find, like you were actually trying to put thought into it, or you were on a blank screen. I don't remember what the reason was, but you didn't actually end up having time to be able to do it.
Yeah, I was fumbling. Like the screen went. I think that was just buggy.
Right.
The screen
But,
went blank, and I couldn't
it's
get
like,
to the commendations.
the way it's set up, at least during, when we were doing the Crucible, and even like when you're doing strikes, it's like if you don't do it really quickly, it's going to go away. It's going to go into the next activity, or the person that you want to give accommodation to has already left the activity, so you can't give them accommodation.
Richard,
So
or somebody, can you explain to me what, like at the for fire team of 6 in the Crucible, at the end of the match, you can give commendations, right? Up to 2. You're allowed to give up to 2. Only 2.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's.
When it comes to raids, you can give more.
Is there a cap on how many you can receive?
no, I
They
don't think so.
I think they put a cap on how many you could give in an hour. for raids.
I know there's a time cap, but like at the end of a given
It was
match,
for the I think rank 10 or something. You can only has like a cooldown.
I think it's 2 per. I haven't done Crucible, but just from
Yeah, I
remembering
think it's 2.
off
I've
the
mainly
bat, I think
been
it's
doing.
2.
yeah, you're only
dungeon
allowed to give
raid
2,
runs.
but I think you can receive more than 2 at the end of a match.
Yeah, because there's more than 2 players, so
Right. I mean, like
Did they stop the commendation farm where you could just like go into
they put a cap.
a
They put a cap
part
on
of the
how
raid?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
there's a
cooldown per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
There's a
half
certain
an hour or
number.
something.
We can thank
'Cause
Logan
someone was
for
complaining
that.
I don't
today.
know. I don't know. I don't really think about commendations that often.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
it's a very small part of the game.
I stay
know,
up
I think
all
it's just
night
because the
thinking
ranks,
about
man.
commendations, especially the Joy Bringer.
I just think there should be like something tied to the ranking system, like something to like aim for instead of just doing it, because it's kind of pointless, especially for resets at the end of the season. Back to
That's
6.
another thing too. Again, it's a work in progress. I think we're all
I think there should be
hoping it
like, I
could
don't
be
know, some
better.
cool
And I'm going to put a
emblems tied
shout
to it.
out to As Across. He put out some pretty decent suggestions on what they could do with that.
Well, tell us.
Commendations and the potential.
What did he
He
say?
wants
Reset.
exotic class items.
Resetting
He
it.
wants loot. It's not.
And that's
Well,
why he's
no,
my
I mean
favorite.
he was saying instead of resetting the rank and making people go through the grind all over again, right? Which is basically saying, okay, you didn't like give me any like that, because that's already in the titles, right? You can get a gilded title. So he was kind of had the suggestion of, instead of resetting it, why don't you just gild it? Like once you've gotten to a certain level, and then if you get to like do some other challenging things when the story resets, like in the next season, and then you could get a gilded, you could just gild your rank.
Like you do
And
your
he just
title.
like put like
Right.
flair on the he put
we haven't
some
had
examples.
it for more than one season, so we don't know if they're doing that or not.
They did say they were resetting it. Everybody reset back to 6 or 7. I forget what it was.
Not all of the challenges reset.
Right. Oh, okay.
Just the ones that are in blue, the ones that are attached to the season.
Right. Okay.
It is still like a wonky system. I
It's
agree.
a little wonky, but it's.
But if they
they're
had
not really
trying
paying
it.
attention to
then
it
there would be no
myself.
reason for a new player to interact with it at all.
I think by now, after 10 years of playing this game, we've all accepted the fact that we are nothing more than beta testers.
Well, it's a live game.
It is.
Right.
It's
That's
exciting.
what it's going to be. Yeah.
It's nice to be a member
And
of
it's just
the
like-
space team.
I feel like this level 6 is like just like that sweet spot of the casual player.
Put some loot behind the ranks, man.
I
Because
feel like
not-
I'm in rank 6
Yeah.
purgatory.
because I don't see myself doing anything solo flawlessly. So
Well, I do. I believe in you.
They just made
Yeah,
Legend Lost
put those
Sectors
Falcons
easier.
on and you can do anything.
And they moved the. I'm pretty
Go
sure they
in
moved the
biz.
flawless one up from
is awesome.
from rank 6.
Get yourself a void like machine gun, like retrofit or something, and just
I
go
have
to town
a
as soon as you
retrofit.
come out.
I think
Exactly.
you've got way
You will
too much
blitz ads
confidence
with
in
that.
my abilities.
Your Falcons is just awesome.
Yeah, it's. Dear
Now,
Falcons.
What
I
about
also-
the winter bite though? Shouldn't we be using the winter bite apparently if it chunks bosses?
You get too attached to it
I
and bungee
did
enough
see a
that we tend to do
YouTube
that a lot.
video of like how it just like
I thought
took down the
they
raid
nerfed
boss.
that.
Did they?
We
I don't
used
know,
it
but I thought
against
they did.
Nezarec the other day, and we two-phased them with it.
Ooh.
All right,
Oh,
so
wow.
now we're at that section in the podcast where Richard tells us what we need to do to get raid ready.
Well, considering they haven't
Well, apparently
done
Gear
anything
Falcon.
Well, Sally, you didn't let him talk.
they haven't done anything to the Stasis Glaive, so that's good. Also, Thunderlord, because those two apparently are awesome.
I like Thunderlord.
I've been using Le
Yeah,
Monarch this season.
Hey, as
In
long as I'm not
almost
using it against me in
everything.
Crucible,
I
I'm all
can't-
happy.
Yeah, I don't use it in Crucible.
Am I the only one bothered when somebody calls it La Monarch? It's
Lemon.
I've never heard that. I've heard Lemonarch.
Lemon.
Lemonarch.
Sounds like
That's what we
a-
Palom call it when we're trying to take the piss out of it. We just
sounds like a Harlem Globetrotter.
Lemonarch.
Lemonarch.
No, I can't take it off. It's just so good this season with the volatile flow, and there's so many void shields and the overload rounds.
I never thought, Romance Girl, I'd see you to sell out to the meta.
Is it meta?
Oh, yeah.
Is it meta?
Is there cheddar?
Uh,
You've got to snatch that gravy. I started accusing my students of being gravy robbers today, and they didn't find it funny at all.
We truly are.
We
in the
used
worst
to
timeline.
call our cat Dexter a gravy robber when he would rob his sister's gravy.
Oh, yeah. He would
Dad,
snatch
we've
that
got
gravy.
like a great balance with our two cats. Like one likes the wet, the other one likes the dry. So,
Richard, do you consider yourself a gravy robber at all?
or one of
I
your
do not.
cats, do your cats just eat dry food?
Now we're
Really going
completely
off the rails
topic.
here.
Yeah.
They have a mixture.
And this
but they're
has
very
been
picky.
Raid Ready with Richard.
Yeah, talking about wet versus dry
sound
cat
cue.
food. That's really going to get us ready for the
with,
raid.
With the raid, there's like 2 boss encounters, but like I said, Thunderlord and the Stasis Glaive for that.
Okay,
The rest is mainly
that's
just
good to
running.
know.
Like the first encounter, for instance, people take out the. Why do I always forget the names of what I'm talking about?
Well, you can give us a whole tutorial this weekend.
Yeah, this
when-
weekend, you
that's
can let us know.
Paracasual Destiny podcast will be doing the raid
And there's-
live.
There you go.
Oh, we should. One of us should stream it. That would
Yeah,
be
right?
funny.
It would be super funny.
Gotten to the point where I can.
And as with
That's the
any
audio, though.
raid, the only thing I'm worried about is the jumping.
Yeah, of course. We'll pull you
That was the
through.
bones of
Just
EO.
put on Strand.
Strand.
I'll have my
I would
stomp
say
Grapple
there's
is
more.
and
Grapple
strand.
has saved me so many times from me just walking off the edge.
What do you think,
It's
Richard?
a bit
I
of
love
mixture
it.
of running and jumping, not gonna lie, but mainly running because they just let you run to the next encounter and it takes forever.
Okay, maybe we should get someone who actually wants to do the raid
They also
with
give you
us.
jump pads. They give you jump pads, but they're very they're picky. If you're on a warlock, it doesn't shoot you up, it shoots you down half the time. Doesn't like warlocks.
Well,
Ghost doesn't
I'm
want
not
to take
raiding.
us through.
No,
Of
it
course I'll
sounds like
take you
he's just
through.
giving us reasons not to do the raid.
Yeah.
We'll just LFG, no big deal.
We could do Garden of Salvation.
I want that void shotgun from the raid.
And like you're gonna get it the first time. Well, maybe you will. Have you ever gotten one the 1st
I'm
time?
gonna-
The exotic
gonna-
the first time.
I mean, you know what?
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
do
no.
raids. Whenever I do
It's not a
whenever I do new raid,
void
it's
one.
just,
Oh, not the
the
exotic, because the
exotic
exotic's a shotgun, right?
Is Stasis
Yes.
Solar.
That looks freaking awesome. I definitely want that.
it
Obviously,
is
I want
freaking
that.
awesome.
Shout
say it.
out to Ransom Rider who would say, "I want it, I need it, I've got to have it."
You did
That void
not
shotgun's
say
awesome.
that in
I'm
a
like-
southern accent. It's not even
I
worth
don't
it.
do a very
He-
good Southern accent.
I mean, I thought it was half Southern.
It was close. I
was close.
want it.
Close
I
enough.
want
I
it, I
need it. I
I've
got to
Isn't
have
that
it.
isn't that like the Bojangles slogan?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we should stop saying it over and over again. Bojangles gonna come after us.
Now I'm gonna get
Ooh.
hungry.
Bojangles, biscuits, and gravy.
I guess.
This
That's
is
a
off
weird
the
mixture. I'm not gonna
rails.
lie.
Hey,
Yeah.
Richard,
Yeah.
have you ever had
I
biscuits
think
and
we're finding
gravy?
out that
I don't think
this
they have
time
that.
frame probably isn't our best.
Yeah, you want a little hot sauce on there too.
Do we
I
want
think.
to bury this episode? This can be the deep cut.
No,
we'll
this
release
is
it to
just
our
available
Patreon
to our
members.
Patreon members who don't
Yeah.
exist.
Subscribers only.
Although somebody showed up in chat and had a very important question here. Oh wait, no, that's something else.
No.
Never mind. There's nobody in chat.
Yeah, that was
Nobody's
you.
in chat.
That was you.
It's just you saying
Yeah.
your Falcon is boss,
Yeah,
which it
Pure
is
Falcon
true.
is
you-
boss.
Especially with the volatile rounds this season.
What
it's
will
just-
Pelham's build
it's
be
almost too
going
good
into the
to, like,
raid?
not do
So
anything else.
can we find out what Pelham's going to be coming into the raid as, so that Green Stego can complement him as the token Titans? No,
Well, my guess is he's probably gonna come in on a warlock.
Strand.
really?
Strand Diane. No, he won't
Star
go
Fire
Strand.
Protocol.
No, that's me.
Okay.
We need well.
Well, they fixed the fact that you were invincible in the well from Nezarec, right? They fixed that.
But the platforms are still okay.
There's nothing
apparently.
wrong with Void Titan. It's just that Vexcalibur on Legend mission is just a pain in the ass.
They just made it easier today.
Did they now?
Not easier enough, apparently.
Has he tried it since the hotfix?
Yeah, we tried it.
Oh. Well, maybe it's a skill issue then.
I made it all the way to the final boss solo, and then Nicholas was like, "You want to do a raid?" I was like, "Fuck's sake!" and just quit and just went to a raid.
Oh.
Aw.
It's like I said, you can get that
Well,
solo.
we haven't raided in
Even with, like-
ages, so I'm looking forward to it.
There's a huge, I'm noticing in the chat notes here, not the chat notes, the episode notes here, I'm noticing that somebody added weapon rebalancing just hot off the press in the TWAB today. We did look at that, and it just seemed like there were a lot of buffs to try to compensate, to try to get
A lot of buffs to primary weapons.
Right? To try to get
Yeah.
primaries back in the
Exactly.
game.
That's exactly why I needed that sniper from Deep Stone.
Sniper's got a buff. The rapid fire
Rapid
ones.
fire
They're getting
Sniper's got a buff.
more buff in next season.
Yeah. And
Rapid
scout
fire-
rifles.
rapid-
Rifles and pulse rifles. Pulse rifles have felt awful for me. So,
Yeah.
So they needed a
That'll
bit
be
of a
interesting.
boost.
Pulling scout rifles a little bit.
and I've been waiting
Right.
to do my Quicksilver Catalyst until they
And
fix it.
sidearms, which is I'm excited for because I like sidearms, but sometimes they're not really that relevant. So it'll be nice.
Strand sidearm yet? The exotic one?
Yeah.
Yes, that one's so fun.
Yeah.
Especially
Helen
in
went in a
hordes.
private match with Drome and Logan, and yeah, they were not liking it.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I don't know about it in
Oh,
PvP.
well,
I don't know
yeah,
about
I don't know about
PvP.
PvP. That's
It's
a
really a
different
PvE
world.
weapon.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
really seem
No, I
like
mean,
a PvP
no.
weapon.
What I mean by they're not liking it is Palin was killing them with it.
Oh.
They were not liking it.
Ouch.
Killed with
Stand
it.
corrected.
Well, they did fix that it wouldn't target behind a Titan barricade anymore, because for a while it was like targeting behind a barricade.
That's good.
They fixed
Yeah, I
that.
don't think the strand sidearms that
That was part
I
of
only
the
tested
part
it
of the
on,
weapons patch.
I tested on near Muna, so I really wasn't doing as much damage because enemy scaling on that place.
Yeah, I like the enemy scaling thing that they're doing with the legendary stuff too. So
Orange bars
Yeah.
have been a thorn in my side for as long as there have been orange bars. I'm happy to see them finally getting taken down a peg.
yeah,
We were doing the Legend Master
inflated
weekly mission.
sense
not
of
Legend
selves.
Master, Legend weekly mission today. It was Callus, and as we were stunning and unstop, Logan was like, "Okay, you see him grappling onto the unstoppable, spinning around it while we're trying to kill it." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That'd be me.
Yeah, nice. I don't know if anybody remembers. I think it was a week ago from yesterday. They came out with a huge article, Lightfall Crucible update, and I feel like it's been received really well amongst the Crucible community.
Wasn't that last week? Was that last week or
A
it
week
just seems
ago
like it
from
was?
yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was last week. I think it was the March.
Yeah, I brought up the trials change.
We
One of
talked about
many
the trials
changes.
change, but there's a bunch of other stuff going on with competitive and game modes and
Map waiting.
maps being weighted,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
Or, like, I've been way more PvE active this season, so
Yeah.
changes to Crucible probably ain't gonna do much for me.
Really?
All right. I mean, I just I feel
That's
like I'm a
sad.
bit of a fraud to really even mention anything about it, except that in the other podcasts that I've listened to, the PvP players seem to have a pretty positive response. Like they're feeling positive about what's being said. I'm having a little bit of a wait and see thing because they're excited about it, but you know, I've seen articles from the Crucible where they were excited about it before, and then when it actually came to pass, it was like
right. Well, it's a wait and see.
Flat.
It's a wait and see.
I thought that new mode they have in the pipeline seemed interesting.
Checkmate.
More focused on gunplay. Yeah, checkmate.
Yeah.
I like the idea of just like having a party playlist, like just putting all those like fun modes in one party list, like
that's
the Mayhem
cool.
and the Scorched.
I think that's
I
cool.
thought that was a
Yeah, I've been thinking they need to do that. They had the I think it was like called Grab Bag or something on Halo back in the day, and it was such a fun playlist.
Bungie could learn from themselves.
Their former selves.
Yeah.
One of the people that we listened to was saying how like he was thinking that there should be like a one nodes, like one person playlist, 3 person playlist, like 3 teams of 3, teams of 6. So I don't know. Everybody has their own ideas of like what would make the Crucible most fun for themselves, but
it seems like the fire team matchmaking they're doing is really working.
Seemed okay in Iron Banner, the little bit that Full-Time and I did it.
To go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, mixed reviews with loads of stuff because, like I said, a lot of complaints about the new raid being too easy. When I did it, it was not too easy. So.
Yeah, it is. It's hard for people when they're in their bubble.
The only people that are saying that it's too easy are the people that non-stop raid.
Like Salta Greppo.
There are people who play
you got someone like Salta Greppo playing, and it's just like, it's not going to be like
every time I go on Twitter now, all you see is complaints everywhere.
Well, that's
why
just the nature of Twitter.
That's what Twitter is.
That's what Twitter is.
I'm just
Twitter
I
is
came
the
here
whining
to
playground.
see the Bungie news. I didn't come here to see complaints.
The negative sentimental mentality travels so much faster than positivity on that website too.
What's that say about us as a race?
Read the comments.
I mean, it's like that for almost every,
Well, I think it's along the same lines
I don't want to talk about absolutes, but a lot of those social media type.
When they say stuff's too easy, then you got people that go into it and they don't think it's too easy. Everyone just says, get good. Like, it's not that easy, bro.
Yeah, well.
You turn the news on, you're not going to see stories about neighbors helping each other out. You're going to see death, murder, and mayhem. That's what sells, and that's what gets clicks. So it's the negativity thing. People like that kind of drama. That's and it is,
but
it's hard to
I'll
avoid.
agree with Romance Girl. Really, it's kind of a perspective issue, right? Because it's like our podcast, the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Look, we get together and can raid like maybe 4 times a year, sometimes more when it's the summertime.
Yeah, more in the summer.
When we can get into a decent, learn something and get into a decent rhythm with it. But for the most part, it's just like I think. Most of the players are on the casual side, and for me, it's not necessarily about quote unquote getting good. It's just about playing a game I enjoy and having fun with it. So.
I never do the whole world's first thing with the whole contest mode because it doesn't interest me.
Right.
I like watching.
I just want it to be.
I've got so much stress going on in my life as it is. I do not need another stressor like that. But other people don't consider it stress, right? They consider it fun. So
sorry, Richard, I didn't catch you.
We just, as I said, it's not really fun when you're trying to it's probably fun for like most people that just consistently have a team to do it with.
Right.
We were gonna do it, we were gonna attempt it, but in the end, we just we really couldn't be asked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We just wanted to just normal mode to come out just so we can just get loot
There you go. That's the
without having
ticket.
to go through a whole bunch of stress of
It
doing
is pretty cool that at the end of the day, Destiny is appealing to this wide spectrum of players and how they interact with
Absolutely.
it.
And then I think honestly, it's we've said this before, but it's always going to be a difficult, for a live service game, a difficult task to appease everybody, right? Appease the hardcore, PvP, appease the hardcore top tier PvE players, but also your plebs like us, or like me anyway, who enjoy the game and enjoy playing it and want to stay current, but don't necessarily, aren't necessarily looking to have that challenge, right? It's you want to play it and have fun with it, but not necessarily like you're like in this constant challenge and not having fun anymore because it's too hard.
Like
I like a challenge every
when-
now and again.
when
Like, I
raids,
don't
like,
mind going
the point of being
patrol
easy is
on
just doing
Neomuna.
the lost sectors, like I haven't tried.
You've been in that.
I haven't tried the legendary lost sectors this season yet, but previous seasons I got into a pretty decent rhythm where I would go in and do that every now and again, not every week or anything, but
I think as long as you don't get the arcade one on Neomuna, you're golden. I absolutely hate that one.
What's that
I love that
event? What's that event in Neomuna that's like impossible? That all those like Vex show up.
No idea.
do
you know what I'm talking
it's
about?
a guaranteed exotic?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one. I heard you get an
I don't
exotic. I
remember
was just
what
like,
I was-
it's in the Vex incursion zone, right? It just shows up randomly.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. That's the one.
It happened when I was down there.
You happened to cross it once.
I happened
right?
to cross
Full
it
time, but you
once,
didn't
and it
finish
was just one other blueberry with me, and it was freaking impossible. Forget it.
Yeah. Same with
People
me.
are saying it was harder than the raid.
It's like escalation protocol back in the day. There's just no way unless you have a bunch of people.
Unless you have a bunch of people happen to
Right.
be there, right?
I
think
think
Bungie
that-
nerfed certain stuff on Neomuna too, because people were saying it was harder than the raid. Like, just keep comparing it.
Yeah,
to the raid.
I think maybe this.
There's been a lot of complaints about Neomuna difficulty. I kind of like it. I think that it's actually
I haven't had a problem
engaging,
with it.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem either. I'm not trying to brag. I'm actually not a very seasoned player, but I
Don't treat it like a patrol, Just don't wander
Yeah,
around thinking you just
I
gonna
just think
do
that it's more
everything.
engaging. Like going back
be more
to
cautious.
yeah, exactly. Going to other locations, it can feel just like a little boring interacting with enemies.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that event, that Vex incursion public event, is considered part of that legendary or master, where they've made like that tweak to those enemies that maybe it'll be slightly easier. I don't know. I haven't come
Hoping they
across it
figure out
yet,
a way
so.
to get more people in there because it's not predictable when it launches.
Right. Yeah,
it'd be
because at
cool
least
if
with
they
the
added a
escalation
thing-
protocol, you could just start it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully they'll figure. I hope that they update.
I
it
miss
and figure it
escalation
out.
protocol. That was
Yeah.
fun.
I think the randomness of it is the thing that's hard, right? Because then if you just happen to be in there and it starts, but you're the only one in that instance, it's like, well, you're out of luck.
Yeah, and you can only have 3 people in patrol still, so there is also the issue that even if you have your full fire team, that's not enough to do this event.
Oh, you can't have more than 3 people in one area right now?
That has always been the case for patrol.
Oh.
In your own fire team.
Oh,
Like, you
your own
can-
fire team, right? You can't have a fire team. Yeah, so then you would have to do that.
You would have
Thing
to,
like
yeah,
we
you would
used to
try
do
to,
where we-
exactly. You would have to try to chain fire teams.
Yeah.
And,
You could do that with communicating with somebody else
but
in the
for
area.
the Vex
Mhm.
Overdrive, you can
you can just fast travel to it, and it potentially pairs you with one that's already going on. I
Mhm.
wonder if
Okay.
they could do that with the public event. Just make it more predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trick is they want it to be like rare.
Yeah.
Right, because I mean, if it's a
Right.
guaranteed exotic, but if it's a guaranteed exotic and it's just like an old exotic that you already have,
Remember
it's
when
not
Destiny 2
necessarily the
first came
greatest of
out,
roles, then
how easy it was to get exotics from the public event chests?
The good old days.
Yeah, like you just tried to just grind it out and you got
Yeah.
every exotic.
I don't mind the challenge, and it's kind of fun for the randomness thing. Is like, oh, I finally came across this, but how disappointing it is. It's like, oh, I finally come across it. It happens to me like once a month, and then that one time it happens, you don't have a chance in hell to win it.
Yeah,
So
we'll see if they increase the
yeah, well, they
frequency.
they made a tweak to it once, so see what happens with it. Maybe they'll tweak it again.
Tweak to the raid as well today for a patch. Apparently, Nezaric wasn't really interested when you were in a wall of radiance. He just teleported and shit or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, shall we wrap this up and talk about
Thanks.
our little adventures, side quests outside of Destiny here?
I think so.
Sure.
All right. It is time for
Non-Destiny media consumption.
the non-Destiny media consumption. What have you been up to, Richard, outside of the game of Destiny? Anything good?
Different games, I guess.
Well, you mentioned COD.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the season rank on that because I was just like, the season rank on that game is like, well, it's like a battle pass, but it's so annoying.
Right.
Like you'd have to play 6 games to get a token, and you've got like 100% that. I was just like, bro, I'm already season rank 100 on Destiny. How is it harder on COD?
Right.
But I'm bounced from the Destiny and that. Taking a few breaks from Destiny like here and there because I didn't want to burn out.
Yep. Us
Right.
too. Us too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just play it when I can. I managed to get all my classes to base of 1810.
Romance Girl.
Well, I've been playing some Xbox Game Pass. I did a Memoir Blue because it was leaving, and it's like an interactive narrative game. It's like a short playthrough, like a movie.
Oh, nice.
It was very well done. Really beautiful art and animation. And I've been currently working through the story on Hi-Fi Rush, which is also on Xbox Game Pass. It's a
Nice.
rhythm like fighting / I guess platforming.
Action platformer.
Action platformer, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Hi-Fi
sounds like
Rush.
Really fun. Yes. A lot of fun.
Oh, it does. That looks cool. Oh, it looks like there's some fun characters in it.
Yeah, and it has a lot of cutscenes, a lot of really cool just animation, action shots.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun to just chill out to.
Cool. Sallybug?
I had a lot of fun with the Diablo 4 open beta this past weekend.
Well, I gave that a go. I mean, I've never played Diablo at all before, and
I haven't played any of the Diablo games. The only other game that I've played, the only other game I've played that are similar to that was Baldur's Gate. Right, they call it Fishbowl. Right, where you're looking down.
The Baldur's
Like
Gate.
that?
What did we play that on? Is that on PlayStation 2?
No, we played another one. It was on Xbox with a similar thing. I thought it was Baldur's Gate, but it might be something different.
Oh, it might have been the first Xbox. Jeez, I can't remember. Yeah.
It might have been the
original.
Or the
original
Xbox
Xbox.
360. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I had a lot of fun with it. I played that actually quite a bit over the weekend. Had fun with it.
Yeah, you were addicted.
So I'm looking forward to when it comes out. But I talking with my son, said, probably wait until October because he says it's a great Halloween game.
It is.
Great Halloween themed
very
game. So
kinda
absolutely.
horror.
But
Yeah.
yeah, kind of
was gonna
fun,
get it, I'd have to wait for, like,
like
a
that
major
dungeon
discount.
crawler and the, I mean, the horde modes and the battling and all that. It's just very different. So very different from Destiny. So it was just a bit of a breath of fresh air to have to be doing something a little different. So a lot of real life stuff going on, but outside of at Diablo for some YouTube.
And
Typical
Stego,
YouTube
Green
stuff.
Stego, what you doing?
Well, before I get into what I've been doing, I do want to say that I personally have played Diablo before. I played the original Diablo, and I got way into Diablo 2 when that launched. I have very fond memories of playing Diablo 2. I was a pretty poor typist on my keyboard until Diablo 2. Playing that
okay.
game
Taught you how to
online.
type. Interesting.
Yeah, really taught me how to type. It really incentivized, like, no, don't take so long typing out a quick message.
Because of the
like
way
a
you communicated with the other people
multiplayer
in
game?
the world.
Yeah, which is also unfortunately why I don't type like super efficiently. I didn't learn
He
with.
doesn't use the home keys.
I don't really use home keys. I kind of float over the keyboard.
God, hardly anybody
Right.
does use the home keys these days.
I use the home keys.
I use the home keys.
I
Mavis
use the home
Beacon,
keys.
graduate, right here.
Richard, do you type?
I think our son got pretty good at typing when he was doing World of Warcraft. I think it was kind of the
Talking
similar
like-
situation.
talking like keyboard
just
typing?
chatting with
Yeah,
others.
keyboard typing.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I gave my laptop
Yeah,
to my mom. I
You
didn't use
guys
it. I
got
just went,
a
nope.
laptop recently, right?
He just said he gave it to his mom, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It cost me £260 and it was just sitting there. I was like, "Yo, mom, you can have it. I don't want it."
Oh,
so Stego, yeah,
Yes.
what else besides your fondness of
Gameplay. I have been playing Slay the Spire again. Long-time listeners
What's that
will
game
know
like?
that it's a lot of fun. It's a deck-building roguelike, so it plays kind of similar to Hades, where you start your run, you pick a character. So in this case, you pick either the warrior or rogue or wizard, and then each of those has a different selection of cards that's available to them. And so you start with like a base deck, but the more you play, the more cards you add to your deck, and you use those cards either like attack cards or defense cards or other special skill or power cards to defeat your enemies. So you'll see that they're about to hit you for like 10 damage, and so you'll want to play 2 defense cards to get your block up to 10.
to stay
And
alive.
then
Yeah.
to stay alive so that you don't
Kind of
lose
sounds
hit
similar to
points.
the Gwent game you have on Witcher.
It is, except for I'm just looking at Slay the Spire like trailer type thing, and it has animation as you're playing the cards. It's showing
Yes.
the battle,
That would have been cool.
which is really cool. It looks like a lot of fun, actually.
It
And
really
it's got
is a
these
lot
little
of fun.
maps that you go through
And,
different maps, like almost
he's
like
actually been playing on his phone.
nice. You
Yep.
can play it on
through,
your phone.
Yep,
Game Pass?
I've been utilizing the cloud streaming service available on the Game Pass app.
The
so I've been playing on the
Xbox
phone.
app, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Valhalla on my tablet. And it recognizes the Xbox Series X controller through Bluetooth, which was kind of cool. It was kind of neat. It is laggy as hell because but
Yeah, makes sense.
it was
Yeah,
kind of cool. It was kind of neat.
That's why
It's the future.
I wanted to use a turn-based game
Mhm.
for streaming like that in case there was any lagginess.
It's quite with a lot of discounts, so they're on sale right now. The ACs.
Didn't you play any games on that laptop before you got rid of it, Richard?
Not really.
No
I mean, I
games?
played a few, but I already have the games on my phone, so I was just like, I kind of prefer it on my phone.
Yeah.
Laptop is overheating, it kind of annoys me.
Well,
Yeah. Does Pelham have a laptop?
Yeah. He goes on his. It's just laptop's just not my thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
did he play League of Legends on his laptop?
No, he doesn't play League of Legends. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think
He
he's ever
should.
played League of Legends.
He'd like it. He'd hate liking it, but he would like it.
Hate liking it.
And I basically did the Diablo 4 with Sally Bug over the past weekend.
Was it like a multiplayer co-op game?
What are you talking about?
Diablo.
Diablo 4?
Yeah,
Or
Diablo.
are you talking about
Yeah,
Slay
yeah.
the Spire?
Diablo.
It was multiplayer. Yeah, you could do multiplayer. So the two of us were going around doing dungeon crawling and killing things and leveling up and having fun. It's kind of RPG like, and I
can't remember who I picked.
I
It was the
picked a
wizard
druid. I did the druid. Sally Bug,
the
what'd you do? The
sorcerer.
sorceress, right?
Yeah.
I picked the sorcerer, I'm pretty sure.
Sorcerer. Had a
It was
really good.
fun.
Richard, did you watch the intro?
Fireballs and
The intro was
ice
pretty
balls
cool.
dancing and lightning. It was
I was
it was
like,
just
yo, they can make this.
it was so
series
much
or
fun.
Yeah. Oh gosh, these cats
Super
are
lots
gonna
of fun.
cut the stream off. So just let me. The other thing I've been doing is continuing my AC Origins journey. So I finally did my first chariot race in that. There's so much in that game, as there are in all those Assassin's Creed games. And
They all have what I've noticed about those AC games is they all have like their own unique thing. Like Valhalla has like river raids.
right,
Mm-hmm.
They all have like something generic with them.
something a little different, like a game within a game type
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
which is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's kind of its own thing. It makes it unique to that one particular version.
But I never get sick
Duration.
of the scenery. Just
Yeah.
riding around on my camel.
Been to the top of the pyramid yet? And just got that scenery?
And then sliding down is so much
Yeah.
fun. That is fun. Sliding down the pyramid is just a thrill. And I did my first really those quests where they give you legendaries. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the yellow. It's like exotic. I think they call it legendary in the game. I got some legendary armor and a shield and a sword, and now I'm a badass, so it's fun.
So when you get to fight the gods.
I'm getting there. I'm like level 25, something like that, so I'm getting ready to do the gods soon. I'll get there. I take my time. I do all the side quests.
I wanted them to do something like that where you get to fight the gods and the massive forms with the other ACs like Odyssey and stuff. Where you can fight Greek gods. I think that would be.
That's
cool,
next.
but
Odyssey's
yeah.
next after this. Probably won't get to it till this summer, but. At the pace
Stego
I'm
was
going.
saying that Odyssey has like a education mode, like a discovery.
So does
Oh,
Origins, and so does
Yeah,
Valhalla.
Origins.
Yep.
Yeah,
Origins
I
has
might
it
be
as well.
interested in that because I really am not interested in assassinating.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
it's too
Well,
violent.
if you
for
hear
me.
if you see a lot
No,
of the
but it's super
reviews
fun
with
to
these
watch
HD
that
games,
education
Oh.
part.
Yeah, no, but the environments also just look beautiful.
Yeah,
They
what I
are.
remember about Assassin's Creed 2, I remember having fun with the gameplay elements, but the breathtaking part of it, the thing that really stood out is the detail of the location.
It's amazing. And also there's a
exploring.
lot of historical information in it too. Like you discover these historical landmarks and they give you the actual real life information on all that stuff.
Right.
So you're learning
They
history while you
appreciated
play. Yeah.
Whichever
Remember when
one it was that
Leonardo
you were
da
doing where
Vinci
you were...
handed you a cup of coffee?
I remember flying the
The
wings.
ornithopter?
Yeah, and
Weren't
you
you in the
catching
French
the updrafts
Revolution?
from the chimneys. That was so
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
Oh my
really was.
god, that was so much fun. That's
where
That's
if
amazing.
you
When
read
you
the
were going
reviews,
through, was
with
it
these
French
newer versions of
Revolution,
AC.
Paris?
apparently there's no assassinating in it, so
Yeah.
Full time?
They are very violent. No doubt about it. Romance Girl's
No,
right.
it's just a lot of people said like they've gone like if the RPG style, people just say these are no longer Assassin's Creed games, but I'm just like they're better than the original, but that's just my opinion.
No, I think it's always been kind of RPG-ish, and certainly it's always been a collection
RPGs
game.
is just more fun.
Do all the stuff, collect, but I do love the progression,
Well, it's
upgrading weapons,
The fact that obviously
finding better
you learn as you
stuff.
play as well.
Yeah.
Origins, Egyptian, Odyssey Greek.
And Rada, I've discovered that Rada is in AC Origins as well. So I
How
go.
old is that kid?
That little kid that sells all the good, gives away the good stuff.
I'm starting to think he's immortal.
Yeah, he's like sort of. He may be one of the.
Raider.
Yeah, he
The
may
dealer?
be. Maybe
Call him the dealer.
He's the dealer, man. Yeah, he has all the good quests, but you only get one a day in AC Oranges.
Have you Neil? Have you been like, you go on Valhalla, you log in each week and you get given like a gift box? You've been doing that?
No, I actually uninstalled Valhalla. I'm taking a break from.
Oh, I moved it. I moved mine to my hard drive. Well, I can't play it because I'd have to move it back, but I just moved it for space.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just reinstall it if I need to go back to it, which I do because I never played the final. I never played the final DLC, which was Ragnarok. What's it called again? Ragnarok something. It's not the game Ragnarok. It's the DLC for AC Valhalla. The Ragnarok one.
Yeah, I think it's just called Ragnarok.
Okay.
All right,
This
that's
is a
enough.
lot of Assassin's Creed.
A lot of Assassin's Creed. I could talk all night about.
Assassin's
I
Creed.
could. That's for a separate. We'll have to have a separate podcast, right? Yeah. Anyway,
Let's
so.
talk about why Raider's still alive.
Rada, this one goes out to you, man. So I think that's it. I think we're gonna call it a day. Wrap it up. Send it out. Package it. Wrap it with a bow. This has been the Paracasual Destiny Podcast, episode 68. Thanks for tuning in. Live on YouTube. We have an erratic schedule. We're going to shoot for every other Saturday around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Time now. So look for us on YouTube and on Twitter. And until next time, it's goodbye. Let's keep pushing back the darkness. Why not? And let's also embrace it. Let's also embrace it. So. See ya, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.